Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I will discuss and give my predictions for the non-playoff New Year's Six Bowls. The playoff games will be a separate video. This video will just focus on the following games. The Cotton Bowl, Missouri versus Ohio State. The Peach Bowl, Ole Miss versus Penn State. The Orange Bowl, Georgia versus Florida State. And the Fiesta Bowl, Liberty versus Oregon. Before I get into it though, I wish you all had a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. In the Christmas spirit, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. I make highlights, rants, and predictions. If you love college football, you'll love my channel. Okay, let's start with the first game, the Cotton Bowl. The Cotton Bowl will be between Missouri and Ohio State in Dallas on the 29th. Let's break it down team by team. First, Missouri. Missouri had a great year, surpassing the wildest expectations, going 10-2 and being ranked number 9. I mean, they sure proved me wrong. I predicted them to go 5-7 in my preseason SEC predictions. I'll own up to that. That's a terrible prediction. There's some things I got right in that video, but that certainly wasn't one of them. They've been so good because of how balanced they've been on both sides of the ball. On offense, Brady Cook has been much better than I expected, and of course, the amazing Luther Burden helps a lot. In the ground game, Cody Schrader has been dominant, being arguably the best running back in the nation. Now, Ohio State. Ohio State has had another typical Ohio State year, being ranked top 10 and going 11-1. While that would be a spectacular season for most other programs, not for Ohio State, as they lost to Michigan for the third year in a row. Ohio State has been very balanced as well, with no unit really outshining the other. Missouri has a few opt-outs, but nothing eye-catching. But Ohio State will be without their starting quarterback, Kyle McCord, and wide receiver Julian Fleming, both in the transfer portal. And Kyle McCord went to Syracuse. The Buckeyes will have to start Devin Brown at quarterback, a sophomore with only 22 career attempts. Ohio State is favored by 1, and I think despite OSU's experience at QB, I'm going to take Ohio State to win. They simply have too much talent. I think Ohio State wins 24-20. Now, let's talk about our second SEC versus Big Ten game, the Peach Bowl. It will feature the Rebels of Ole Miss versus the Nittany Lions of Penn State on December 30th in Atlanta. Ole Miss had another successful year, going 10-2 and finishing number 11. The Rebels had such a great offense under Coach Kiffin, being so explosive on the offensive side of the ball. The trio of Jackson Dart, Quinshon Judkins, and Trey Harris has been terrorizing defenses all year. Penn State has been very similar, yet the opposite at the same time. I'll explain. Penn State also went 10-2 and finished one spot above Ole Miss at number 10. Instead of having an explosive offense, though, Penn State had a shutdown defense, having arguably the best rush defense in the country and an elite pass defense led by Kalen King. In a lot of ways, Ole Miss and Penn State are the same team, dominating on one side of the ball while being solid on the other side of the ball. Both teams seem to finish with the same record every season, being a borderline top 10 team. They both lose to the premier teams in their conference, Georgia and Alabama for Ole Miss, and Ohio State and Michigan for Penn State. Both teams even have the same opt-out, their star defensive end. Cedric Johnson will opt out for Ole Miss, and Chop Robinson will opt out for Penn State. Penn State is favored by 3.5, but I'm going to take Ole Miss to upset them. I think Kiffin is a better coach, and he will find a way to win a very close game. Give me the Rebels 27-24. Now, let's talk about the non-playoff New Year's Six Bowl with maybe the most at stake, the Orange Bowl. The Orange Bowl will be between number 6 Georgia and number 5 Florida State in Miami on the 30th. The back-to-back defending national champion Bulldogs narrowly missed the playoffs after losing to Alabama in the SEC championship game. Don't get it twisted, though. Georgia is the same caliber of team they were last year. They are still very dominant with maybe even a better passing attack this year. On the other hand, you have the Florida State Seminoles, who very controversially missed the playoffs after going undefeated and winning the ACC championship. While balanced, their defense has really shined as one of the best units in the country. Georgia will not have an injured Brock Bowers, and Florida State has a plethora of players not available, including QBs Jordan Travis and Tate Rodemaker, running back Trey Benson, wide receivers Keon Coleman and Johnny Wilson, and star defensive end Jared Verse. True freshman Brock Glenn will have to make the start at quarterback for FSU. Georgia is favored by 16.5, and I can see why. I don't think they quite win by that much. I have them winning 24-10. I already think Georgia is a better team, but all the opt-outs just make it that much harder for the Seminoles. Hopefully, this shuts up some Seminoles fans that have been extremely annoying since they got left out of the playoffs. Our final bowl game of the video, the Fiesta Bowl in Glendale, Arizona. Number 23 Liberty will play number 8 Oregon on January 1st, New Year's Day. Liberty finished the season undefeated under new head coach Jamie Chadwell. They have the best running team in the country and are solid in run defense too. Where they really seem to struggle with pass defense, having one of the worst in the entire country. Oregon is honestly a similar team, but just slightly better. They also struggle in pass defense, but make up for it with an elite run defense and an absolutely explosive offense led by Bo Nix. Both teams will be without major pieces as of the recording of this video. Oregon will not have Troy Franklin, who is one of the best receivers in the nation. Oregon won't have Jackson Powers Johnson, who won the Remington for the best center in the country. And Oregon will not have major defensive players Popo Alvalve, sorry if I mispronounced that, and Kyrie Jackson. And Liberty will also be without some players as they are missing 2 of their safeties. Because of the talent difference, the coaching difference, and the fact that Liberty will have a weakened secondary that already wasn't good, I'm taking the Ducks to win big. They are favored by 17, but I'll go further and say they win by 21 with a final score of 45-24. Thank you guys for watching this video. My playoff predictions will be out soon, but tell me, what did you think of the video in the comments below? Do you agree with my takes? Let me know what I got right and wrong. Thanks for watching, and peace.